We should have gotten some dino nuggies, man. That's not until next episode.
Just give me a plate full of dino nuggies that were
Dang it,
picking off at
Jeebus.
random spots.
Dang it, Jeebus. Jarvis. The ship of Theseus. One cannot truly be the true Jarvis, for Jarvis was destroyed long ago and made into a robot. So now the ship of Theseus is neither the original nor the fish. It's just the ship of Theseus.
He was always a robot.
Yeah, man,
though.
you really nailed that quote.
Yeah, man.
He was always a robot, though.
It was always the ship of Theseus. The ship of Theseus, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. I feel a musical coming along.
This is the CodeO-cast, filling your day with stories.
But mostly memes, though. And chaos.
Memes that you won't believe.
Not sponsored by Cheetos.
Hopefully we will be sponsored by the Cheetos. Here to entertain. It's the CodeO-cast.
This is fun.
Why? Anyways, Are you good? Are you
more
good?
into shot.
You're
because
more
you
into
cut
shot.
me out.
I'm sorry.
Dang.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're never
Are you
sorry.
having a stroke?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the CodeO-cast. His hair has changed again. We're missing a member. This day is great. This is great. What's up? What up? How's your guys' week been? It's spring break.
Oh god.
Living it up.
Oh god.
Well, I guess you can start. All right.
It looks like he's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, look, it looks like he's having a lot of fun.
He's making the most of his youth.
I know,
just
right?
had work. That's it.
A certain sensei would be proud.
Oh,
You
God.
making that money or what?
Oh.
I worked Monday and Tuesday from 10 in the morning till 10 o'clock to 10:30 at night. 12 hours.
But
Wait,
why though?
10 in
Because
the morning
money
to-
and my boss wants me to work all freaking day.
So you're from 10 in the morning to 10 at night.
Yep.
Okay.
12-hour shift, man.
Yeah, you said it weird the first time. You said 10 to 10 to 10.
10 in the morning to 10:30 at night.
Okay.
The earliest I leave is around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
That's what I mean. 10 to 10 or 10 to 10:30.
I see.
It happens,
Yeah.
dude. Sometimes you get the jobs where it's just like you just gotta work the whole day. Freaking, I know. At least at my job, it's 8 to 6, so it's 10 hours. Well, today was 11 hours because I stayed till 7. But you just take it. I mean, at least though, I will say though, yours sounds a little more rough because you rely on tips and stuff like that. I get $15 every hour, dog.
Dude, what sucks is that I should have gotten my check yesterday, but my boss wasn't there, so he couldn't sign the thing.
Dang.
Oh,
That
it
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't get it till tomorrow.
Well, that sucks.
Life sucks, man.
Doesn't it? I mean, 'cause for me, I always work.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty chill, my guy. I usually work 3 days continuously, and so that usually blurs into like 1 day of memory. So, because typically what I do on my work days, I just wake up, throw my clothes into the wash, and I edit for maybe like, it feels like 30 minutes of editing, but I'm only there for about an hour or two, and then I immediately have to go to work. It's like I have no day, and so the rest of my day is spent at work, and so that's me for 3 continuous days. And so my spring break officially started yesterday.
Sam.
Wow.
Yeah, since we actually got to hang out. We went out to eat, and I I bought a new phone, so that
I
was
drank
great.
alcohol and wish I could have bought a new phone, but I can't afford to buy a new phone.
Because you keep buying alcohol.
You're not wrong.
See, you're making excuses, but I think your addiction's pretty clear.
I can't. But I will say something very like messed up happened at work.
What do you mean?
So I had a table with this old Mexican guy,
Yeah.
and he wanted like the lo mein on the side, and we can't do that where I work because it's a different restaurant. We don't offer lo mein on the side.
Yeah.
I told him that, and then I said, with the rice, what kind of rice do you want? And he's like, I don't want to eat too much rice because you know what happens when you eat too much rice, right? I'm like, what?
What?
I look at his wife, I'm like, what? And then he says, yeah, if you eat too much rice, your eyes go like this. I'm like,
That
I was like, oh my god,
that's
you
a taste.
did not.
Demonetization alert.
I didn't actually do it.
I know you didn't, but that's crazy.
God,
That's
like,
definitely a joke that only an old person can make.
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
had my mask on, so he couldn't say anything. I was like, like I literally mouthed the words WTF, and I looked at his wife, and his wife was like, "Don't listen to him, don't listen to him." And I was like, kind of laughing along with him.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Dude, you better be glad my boss wasn't the one serving you."
Well, I'm guessing had your boss attended him, he wouldn't have done that joke. But then again, we never know.
No, let's just go take him back.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What's the guy look like? We're gonna search him right now.
When you get him,
We brought him in today. No,
Yeah.
What?
what? Special guest, he's replacing Jeebus.
That's the theme music. We have a live band to the side. They're good. We directly from Jimmy Kimmel's show.
It's like,
He doesn't have theme music. Georgia.
Oh no, it's just JoJo music.
oh dang, get that low angle.
If we want
His hands. We get a slow pan coming up.
this is the weird pose and everything with the eye.
Dear Lord.
It's just him like weird posing the eye thing.
Oh no.
But no, that happened at work, and I was like, what? Why? I had told my coworker, and she started freaking out too. Like we both could not stop laughing. It was great.
Oh jeez. Anyways, that was more than I thought.
A little bit.
Way more than I
That was
expected.
honestly one of the highlights of my week.
My gosh. I mean, never mind. I mean, I was going to say, like, it really tells yourself if it's a highlight or a low light.
Yeah.
It's more of one of those shocking highlights, you know?
Yeah, because
It's like a standout moment.
It
Yeah, there
just
you go.
stood out. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
You know what else stood out that I heard about this week?
Yeah, let's watch out, alright? We gotta keep it PG.
There's this podcast.
Oh.
Guys.
I'm
Are
sorry.
we getting demonetized?
Maybe. Probably.
Oh no.
Here's the alert.
We're not even monetized. Oh
Sound
god.
the alarm.
Oh.
Anyway,
That's gonna be great in a meme compilation.
I heard that apparently I forgot specifically where it was, but there was a big market in Mexico, and it's this town in Mexico where there's a big market that is the only place where people can get food.
Jalisco.
Huh?
What?
Probably. I mean, I don't know.
It's just a guess. It's the only place I know.
Listing off
Oh,
every
okay.
Mexican city.
I forget which city it was, but there's a specific city where there's only basically, imagine just one Walmart in a county. And so
Okay.
everyone has to divert to this one spot to get their groceries.
All right.
And while people say keep your distance, you know, there's a necessity there. It's the only supermarket. You
I
gotta
can
go
see a
and
lot
get your
of fights
stuff.
happening there, honestly.
Probably, but the thing that really stood out is that the city started realizing that people aren't wearing their masks, or they need to be wearing their masks in order to keep each other safe. They got the local league of Luchadores to go around and basically harass people into wearing their masks.
Oh my gosh.
If they got the
Oh,
local
that's
Luchadores league, it was like 10, 15 like guys and gals in their costumes, oiled up, who would carry masks with them. And if they saw someone out approaching the supermarket without a mask, they'd be like, hey man, you gotta be wearing one. And if they started to resist, they would hold them and be like, put it on him, put it on him.
Oh, that's so great.
So imagine that, just like basically like, imagine just Rey Mysterio runs up to you and with a mask and it's like, put it on.
I'll 619 your butt.
Basically.
Yeah,
Dude, that just makes me think of our local like wrestling thing here in DUT, just telling everybody to put on a mask. Like, I could see somebody I went to high school with just like, get your mask on right now or I'll suplex you.
I mean, dude, like, I guess only in Mexico, you know?
Only in Mexico.
Or
No,
maybe-
you
maybe
right here,
Japan too,
brother.
I don't
Put
know.
on your dang mask.
That's honestly something that I
Ooh,
started
yeah.
realizing lately. The Mexican and Japanese culture, like when it comes to like levels of respect and stuff like that, they're pretty similar, even though their customs differ at certain points.
Yeah.
The level of respect that they have for their own culture is pretty high, and that came very apparent when I was a kid. I would watch anime in Spanish with the Spanish dubs, the Latin Spanish, not
Yeah.
the Spain Spanish, so no accent. Well, I guess there is an accent, but it was more normal to me than that back then. And so,
It sounds all the same to me, man.
well, I want to be specific. So not the European Spanish, but the Latin Spanish.
Not
Okay.
the fancy Spanish, but the other Spanish.
I guess. And so,
Yeah.
something that I would realize is that whenever they would translate shows to, let's say, an American audience, a European audience, they would change the names, and sometimes, or the 4Kids stuff where they would censor things right here and there. But when they transfer anime straight from Japan to, like, let's say Mexico, they don't change anything. There's no censoring. They keep the names the same. It's just as you're watching the anime in Japanese. All they do is just switch it from Japanese to Spanish. So I really, really like that. It wasn't until I turned into a teenager that I realized that I started hearing about the 4Kids stuff, where they would censor like a beer into a water, take out guns out of the frame,
A cigarette into a lollipop.
cigarette into a lollipop.
I just remember this one scene from Yu-Gi-Oh where it's like, stop right there. It's like just their hands.
Yeah, like
He's like, don't ever take me alive. Jumps out a window.
they're pointing at Kaiba. It's these two secret agents. I think they're in an island or somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's these two secret agents that bust through the door and they're
Hold
pointing
it
like
right
this.
there.
But in the Japanese dub, they're holding guns, but they're just doing this. in the English,
No, they're not even doing the gun thing. They're just doing like the
yeah, they're
finger
like,
point,
"Hey,
point.
stop!" It's just literally like this. Like this dude's like, "Stop it!" And the Kaiba, as a response
Jumps out
to
the
two
window.
dudes pointing at him, jumps out the window.
Hey, dude, those are
Like
so-
how many story building was that?
I don't know.
When
Those
was the
are
last
hu-
time
those
you
are
were pointed
tall
at? It's
buildings.
actually really terrifying. Look, watch. Look. Watch it. I got fingers.
It's a Mexican standoff with actual Mexicans.
I can't take it.
But yeah, I mean, there was a show that I really liked to watch in that dub, and so when I started looking for it, I didn't have the money to pay for like Crunchyroll stuff like that, and even when I looked it up, Crunchyroll didn't have this specific anime, and so I started watching on YouTube. Most of it was in the Latin Spanish dub, but it came to a certain point where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, this is
that
only
one
the
soccer one.
yeah, we only have the Spain Spanish dub, and so I was like, all right, it's still Spanish, the accent's there, but I can get past it. I play it. The theme song is not the current theme song that's supposed to be there. The theme song is the very first theme song from the start of the show.
Oh wow.
So that tells me that this was like episode 120. For the past 120 episodes, they've had the exact same theme song, even though there's been 6 arcs already and 5 different theme songs already.
Wow.
And so I was like, huh. And the theme song was also translated into Spanish, because Japan, Mexico, or Latin countries, they keep the language. They keep the theme songs in Japanese, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
And once it started going, the episode, I was like, all right, theme song was the same. Doesn't matter. It's just the theme song. I start watching. All the names are different. All the names are different. And so when there's a heavy moment, and they're talking about like let's say one of the main characters' name is Endo, Satoru Endo.
Satoru Endo.
Yeah, Satoru Endo. That's his
He's
name.
been renamed to Guadalupe.
His name is Mark.
Mark.
Mark, pásala.
And like the Vegeta equivalent in this series, like the brooding guy in this, his name is Goenji in Japanese.
Gwenji?
They change it to Axel.
Axel.
Yeah, so when they're I don't know. And so when they're having a serious moment, like reminiscing back to the past, or when they're having a serious moment, it's like, you guys can do this. I'm like, you got this, Mark. I'm like, who's Mark? And then they have to pan to who it is for me to realize who they're talking about, because I'm not used to these names.
Yeah.
So it was really, really weird. And it's even better because when you go to the comments, people are like back and forth. It's like, look, it's Mark. And someone's like, just trolls him as like, that's Endo, actually. And so, it was really weird.
It's that one meme where the guy's like, actually.
Yeah,
Actually.
Jake.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the translation and stuff like that, and getting into dub, it's always like kind of weird. Like even when you're just like, also those times where you're like watching it and it's at the dub, but then it also keeps the subtitle, and then
Mhm.
it's like the subtitles are different from what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
So it's always like interesting how like the different takes of like the same show. You know, it's because like the languages are just like different on how they're structured, so they gotta get different wordings from what they're saying to get what they mean, but then the words what they're saying. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I find that the interpretation is the hardest thing to come across, especially I mean because you've done voice acting at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
A little bit here and there.
I mean, because
It's weird,
from what
honestly.
I've seen, it's like certain voice actors they have their like the Japanese line,
Yeah.
then it has the what it means, and then next to it is the possible lines that you could use for it.
Yeah.
And so
You have to change up some things because if you do direct translations from Japanese to English, it kind of like if you read it, it does sound like if somebody's having a stroke.
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of find a way to make it more understandable to English viewers.
direct translation: dog white, up moon, down, side side. When it really means is the wolf is howling to the moon.
Yes.
I felt that.
What if I'm the wolf howling to the moon?
Ow!
What if I'm the moon?
What if I'm... Sokka, is that you?
What? Sokka.
Sokka.
My
Put a
girlfriend turned
sock
into the
in it.
moon. That's rough, buddy.
Oh, that is the twist. Sokka could never put a sock in it.
Yeah.
No, but when you brought up doves, you actually made me think of two really funny things I don't think I've said on the podcast before.
Which ones?
Ghost Stories does not follow the original Japanese language at all.
I think you have mentioned that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, you,
On an episode?
yeah. You mentioned how Ghost Stories is like the worst dub ever.
Oh, it's
okay.
when we were talking about anime that one time.
Oh yeah, it was.
I think.
Oh yeah, it was in that episode. Well, there's another one that was actually pretty bad too.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
this is going on the Patreon only.
what were you saying before this
So-
thing shut off?
So there was another bad dub moment that a lot of weebs know, especially if you're like an old OG weeb
Yeah.
who used to watch Digimon. So there's this one
Ogweeb.
there's this one mammoth Digimon.
Yeah.
No, I think I know that
And
So I think I know what his name is. Mammothmon.
but
Mammothmon, go!
I actually forgot his name. But
Digivolve 2.
in the Japanese
Oh.
thing,
You keep going.
in the Japanese adaptation, it's like your generic like Pocket Monster sound that
Okay.
they make when they come out. But in the US dub, they literally made him sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
So when you see the mammoth Digimon come out, he's like, "Yeah, I'm about to crush you." It's so funny.
Oh, jeez. That's.
It's like,
I don't remember
like
hearing
they literally
that at
do
all.
that noise too. Like he's trying to like freeze
Okay.
somebody from a net, and they're like,
Okay. I'm not even joking.
It's so good.
All I looked up was Digimon. That's a mammoth. Mammothmon.
There you
Oh
go.
my God,
Mammoth
let me
on.
see it.
What does he Digivolve
No,
to?
it's
No,
his
he's-
Digi-Evolution.
He's an ultimate level, so
Oh,
he's the
okay,
final
yeah.
one.
All right.
Oh,
Mammothmon is an ultimate level Digimon that resembles a woolly mammoth, but with only one eye and armor.
this one was blue.
Let me see.
The one I'm talking about was blue.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
recognize
let me look it up real quick. We're gonna cut
He's a
to
villain.
Is he?
Oh, I don't know. It says villains wiki. So
Oh,
I don't know,
okay.
I guess.
Well, it's really weird because Digimon, you know, each time they do a new season, well, not all the time, but sometimes when they have new seasons, they reintroduce new characters and new main
Oh
characters.
no, it was in the Yu-Gi-Oh series. It wasn't in Digimon. It was in the Yu-Gi-Oh one.
What?
Yeah, look at this. The greatest monster in Yu-Gi-Oh anime history.
Oh, yeah,
Just-
that's way different than a Digimon.
Just wait for it.
I would love to pummel that little toothpick of a man.
Wow.
Yes. Do you want some pancakes?
Cody.
You know what? You know what's the
Cody.
fun? No. Before you say anything, you know what's the funniest thing?
Yeah.
You know who did that voiceover? The
Arnold
voice actor
Schwarzenegger?
for Goku. Goku's voice actor did that voiceover.
Jeez Louise.
So it wasn't even an actual Yu-Gi-Oh episode. It was just a.
No, that was an actual Yu-Gi-Oh episode. That's in the actual
Well, that's-
Yu-Gi-Oh dub. Like
But
back
the
then.
Yu-Gi-Oh monsters never talk.
And that one, that
No,
was actually
in that
original.
one they do talk.
That one-
That's Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
That's the one with the dark-haired dude. with
That's
the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
weird thing. Yeah, I think.
I
it
mean,
was
there
GX.
wasn't the Yu-Gi-Oh GX guy there, the brown hair
No,
kid.
Yeah,
that-
no,
no, that's Jaden. That's another dude.
This one
But I
was
saw Jaden.
different.
Now he was in there, in that clip.
Well, probably,
And
but
then
I
I
don't
All I know
remember
is
them
that
talking.
was the official dub for one of the Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Okay,
One
alright.
of them.
Well, I believe you, but it was really weird. That was really,
It
really
looks
weird.
so funny. I can't believe the Goku's voice actor did that voiceover.
Yeah.
He was the one who did the really awful Arnold Mammoth.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's great.
It's also interesting, like some of the characters that you hear in anime and stuff, where like they're voicing a dude, but the voice actor is a girl, and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Like with
Mhm.
Naruto in the Japanese.
That happens.
Yeah.
Actually, that happens all the time when it comes to like
Younger.
boys in anime.
Yeah.
The,
I mean, I'd
child.
imagine. I don't think
Yeah.
a dude can bring himself back.
I got this.
Hi. Hi. Welcome.
I mean, well, you could pull it off. You have that little rasp.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But even then, like the voice actor of Goku in Japanese, like he's not a little boy, but they still have a girl voicing him.
Yep.
That's true.
So it's like, it's interesting the choices they make. But I guess that's
Equality. That
Ow.
was you. He yapped your ring, man.
This is my audition as a villain in any anime. Here we go.
go monologue.
From when I was a child, I desired to be the most powerful being.
Daddy, please stop.
Gosh darn it.
No, I don't want to be an evil villain. Stop touching me.
What?
I forgot where I saw something like it, but it was somebody did something like that with an anime voiceover.
Let's keep your hentai to yourself.
Yeah,
No,
let's
no.
keep your private collection
No.
private.
No. I know for a fact it wasn't from one of those things because
Okay.
it was on TikTok and it wasn't banned after like a certain. It wasn't banned.
There's always something on TikTok that slips through the cracks. You can't tell me it doesn't.
That one wasn't like the quality of it. The
Okay.
quality of it.
Oh, so you're saying that your private collection has certain
No,
kind of quality?
I don't
Hey.
have a private collection. You
Hey,
idiot.
some private collections you gotta clean it up sometimes.
Some of them in 1080p.
Oh my god, no. No,
yeah.
I would never have a private collection of any of that. I will say that right now. And last time I saw one of those was with like a Discord and it scarred me for life. I'm never doing that again.
It was really funny. I was about to say because I wasn't there for that, but the person that was screen sharing actually took screenshots of him and the other dude's reaction, and at some point Cody was like,
Dude, that scarred me, man. I was like, no, I'm done with this.
and another one he was like,
I was like, oh, no, stop.
Wow.
yeah, you kept
Yeah.
watching.
It's like looking at a car accident.
It's like
You know you shouldn't be watching that, but you just can't look away.
It's like it's like watching a murder. You just can't help but watch.
Wait, what?
It's like a murder. You can't help but just do it.
What?
You know?
Huh? You know that's an actual condition where
What?
people like literally watch somebody like get murdered or get beaten in the street, and it's called the Genovese syndrome because it's named after the first woman that this occurred to like many years ago. So the story behind Genovese syndrome is called the onlooker syndrome, where if you see something bad happening, you just watch but you don't do anything about it. It's like you see a woman getting assaulted in the street, you just watch and don't do anything about it.
Oh, kind of like you're in a state of shock and you're just kind of.
Not even shock. It's just like you don't want to get involved in it.
I see.
That's
Okay.
why it's called the onlooker syndrome. It actually happens more often than you think.
No, I thought you meant that they would watch it, and because they're already a little messed up, it scars them psychologically to where they start participating, not in that act, but maybe something in the future they do it themselves.
No,
Thought that's what you meant.
Because this chick, I forgot her first name, but her last name was Genovese.
Yeah.
And she was actually being raped in an alleyway, and people, like a huge crowd of people saw it, but nobody did anything about it. Nobody did anything about it.
Jeez. It might have happened in Asia because I know
No,
at
it
least in
happened here
America.
the U.S.
In America, there's the whole like you assist, but you're not at fault for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But also in Asia, if you help, but then it gets worse, then you're blamed. Like there's no protection for you, at least in China, where I heard about where like there's no protection for good Samaritans or anything like that. So
Actually-
if you attempt to resuscitate somebody, but they die, then because you were a part of the whole incident, now you're blamed for it because
Dang.
you didn't do it.
There's still cases of that stuff today, like especially when it comes to people recording stuff rather than doing like calling 911 and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like people always record like somebody getting assaulted in the street, and they just keep recording it, but they don't do anything about it. It's like instead of recording, just
See
call
that
911.
that one I get because like you're just an onlooker and you're not even doing the bare minimum of calling the cops. Now, if you stated in the video, I've already called the cops, they're on their way. You're just keeping this for like footage or
Then that I understand.
Yeah.
But if you're not calling the cops, you're not doing
Yeah.
anything. You're just
Yeah.
watching and recording. It's like, why? Why aren't you like at least helping?
Those situations are always dicey though.
yeah,
Because not everybody can help.
Yeah.
Not everybody actually is capable of assisting
But
anything.
those who can, why don't you? That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
those
the
who
hard
can
part.
Aren't, but those who can aren't always there.
yeah.
'Cause
That's
just because
also-
you're there doesn't make you responsible for
Mhm.
anything.
I think that's also the hard part. How can you determine from an audience who is capable of like helping out in a given situation? Like let's just say that there's a fight and it's clearly one-sided.
I mean, anything like I said, calling 911 helps out a lot.
I mean that does.
But nobody calls 911. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say nobody. Maybe not a lot of people, but I think you would still get somebody.
In
It's
cases
'cause-
like this with the Genovese syndrome, it's very, very rare that anybody even tries to call 911.
Mm.
It's honestly really, really rare.
And I mean, have you seen what America thinks of the police anyways? So they're not going to think anything's going to happen anyways.
Like that Genovese chick that I was talking about actually died in front of people too, because not only did he assault her once, he got arrested for some other charge, got out and assaulted her again, but this time she died in the process, and people still saw and didn't do anything about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's pretty crazy.
hmm Like when I first watched this video on it, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was kind of like a documentary explaining Genovese syndrome and stuff. When I first saw it, it really tripped me out because I'm like, how can somebody like just stand there and watch?
Yeah.
Right? It's really, really crazy. And actually pretty messed up when you think about it.
I mean, cowardice is common.
Yeah.
Everybody's afraid of something.
That is true.
You know, so it's like not everybody, as much as we like to think, oh, somebody's got to step up, somebody's got to whatever.
Yeah.
Like, of course, you're going to see that in shows, you're going to see that in like movies and stuff like that. But in reality, like when it's a real life scenario, a lot of people don't experience anything that makes it to where they feel like they can. A lot of people just feel mostly powerless, or they feel like they just like nobody wants to really like wreck their routine and stuff like that. Anything that really rocks the boat too much. Because I don't think really highly of people at all. I think nobody's special. Nobody is like the standout guy or whatever, as good as they are. Obviously, there's some exceptions, but I feel like most people are just trash. Most people would like to think that they would do something, but in reality, a lot of people won't because they're just too afraid of what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah. That actually reminded me of an instance where me and my coworker was pretty dead, and he was talking about an incident that happened in somewhere else, something like a robbery or something.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Hey, what would you do if like someone came here and tried to rob the store right now?" And I was just telling him, like, if I'm really honest, probably hide, or if we're in the area, I'm running out. Like referring to the back area where we do all the beans and drinks and all that.
Yeah.
There's a door that leads right out, like right there. I'll be really honest, I would run out. And he said, like, if it were just one dude, I could probably go around the restaurant and pick up a chair and hit him while he's not looking. But then he said, but if there's two guys, I'm with you. I'm running. It's like, even if it's just one dude, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's like, my minimum wage ain't worth this.
For real, because there's also that too.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you getting out of that situation? Like, if you're working at a restaurant and that sort of thing, it's like somebody comes to rob it. It's like, I'm not here to really take care of this whole place, with my life on the line. It's like, you just do it. I'm not doing nothing. But of course, you could attempt to be the hero if you can. You find an opening, do whatever. But usually, I think it's just human nature just to let the person in power just take over.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how like coups happen and stuff like that. It's like it's not until there's like that figure of like, oh, that person can definitely take on whatever. I'm with you. Like everybody's starving, everybody's like this and that, but there's as much as there's outnumbering whatever. Like if they don't feel like they have the power to do anything, they're just gonna let it happen because they don't feel like they can do anything. And if you don't feel like you can do anything, you're not gonna do anything. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know myself very well. I'm not gonna go up against someone with like, let's say, a gun, bust into my restaurant.
Oh, heck no, dude.
I'm out. Bye.
It's like, hey, dude, I'll open this thing.
Yeah,
for you.
I'll tell them. I'll tell them
them.
the cash register in the front never has money. The one in the back does, and the safe is go down and take a left. You're good.
You just gave everybody instructions on how to rob your place now.
Huh?
You just gave everybody instructions on how to rob your place now.
Not have anything I gave. I don't know what instructions I gave because I don't even know where the safe's at. Every job has one because you got to keep the stuff somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where it's at. I'm sure it's like in the office or something. But I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just there. The only reason I go into my work's office is like, hey, I heard my check's in.
A little birdie told me.
And then Zach walked to, he's like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I heard my check's in. No, or like I have to go in every night because like before, the old manager, she would always be like, before you leave, you always have to tell me that you're done so I can review your closing task. And if you miss something, I'll let you know. And once you do that, then you can leave. I don't want you just leaving and then you forgot to like do something that you were supposed to do. I'm like, okay. Lately, not a lot of people have been doing that. They just dip because they think they're done with what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, from my experience, they are like they do what they have to do. But I don't want to risk it because there's been instances where like people have left and they forget something, they have to come back and like, or they get reprimanded the next day.
Yeah.
So it's annoying. So I've been doing the thing where it's like, I'm done, and they're like, what did you do? I did this, and this, and then if they're like, but did you do this? And I'm like, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I feel that.
I didn't do everything.
Yeah, I remember back when I worked at a pizza place.
Yeah.
Like that was also one of the things too. You just have to let the shift lead know that all right, I did whatever, and they'll check it out. And it's always just like it's your job. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no like squeaking by like, oh, I'm just so tired today, or man, I stayed up last night, or I got high in the middle of the day. I don't know. Whatever your excuse is, it's like you got hired for a job. Just do the job.
Yeah.
Let them know, like, hey, I did this thing. And it's like, oh, did you do this other thing? I mean, just do the job. I don't know. It's weird when people get a job, but they don't want to do the job.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just want to, I mean, everybody just needs the money, but you might as well do a good job at it, because then what does that just say about you as a person?
I've heard of like, because you know, I mean, not even when there's a chain, not every single place is gonna do things the same way. Obviously, there's gonna be like little differences here and there.
Yeah.
I've heard of a place where a friend works at that she works kind of like at a drive-through place.
Yeah.
And she quit, and then she went back in.
Uh-huh.
And when she went back in, there was this new girl who quit as soon as she came in, because the new girl, she had worked at a different store from the same chain, where all she had to do was stay in one spot and do a certain, like 3 or 4 certain tasks all the shift. But when she went to this new location, she had to do basically 2 jobs. That location is used to that, so it's no big deal for them.
Yeah.
But in the previous one, everyone only has like one spot where you stay at or one duty, and you take care of only that duty. So when she found that out, she was like, I'm guessing she tried to get used to it, but she couldn't hack it, like running to serve food to cars and being in the center spot making food.
Yeah.
So she went back to the other locale. So I can understand when things are different. I know at the other chain, the other restaurants that are my chain, that they probably do things way differently. I've heard of like the original one, the one that's in McAllen.
Okay.
It's twice as big as the one where I work at, but the waiters there, I've heard that they're super stingy with tables. Like they literally grab menus as they see a cart pull up. They're all holding menus, and it's just a race to see. It's just a race to see who gets to the front of the door to greet them first and claim them as your table. They don't care. They don't care if it's someone's turn. If it's someone they recognize and they know they're gonna leave a good tip, they run it. It's like, hey, how you guys been? Come sit over here. You know, that kind of thing. And by that point, the customer side, you're just coming in to eat. You're gonna be guided wherever to sit and eat.
Yeah.
So it's not like they know what's going on. It's just, hi, how's it going? But over here, it's like we keep by the honor system pretty well. It's like if it's your turn, it's your turn. But if it's someone you know, just get them. You know.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the most amount of tip if you attend someone you know, and if it's especially if it's your friends.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to work in that environment. Just having to fight over tables.
Yeah. Heck no, dude.
That's
Forget
stupid.
that.
That's stupid. Because at that point, it's double the effort that you got to do, and even then, what if you don't know most people in this area? Like, what if a coworker of yours is just somehow popular and they end up getting all the tables? That's stupid.
That exact system that you said that you don't want to work in, that's how we do it at my restaurant.
Yeah, but yours is one at a time. And the most I've seen you guys do is 2 waiters. Ours is 4 or more at a time.
Yeah, that's true. Although I will say, going back to like people complaining about their job, we had this rookie who's still working there. So we have a list of opening duties and closing duties that we have to do.
Yeah.
I always do them no matter how dead and tired I am, no matter how dead inside I am after work.
Oh.
So
No, dead inside is a continuous thing. It's not just during work. It's a continuous thing.
How dead my legs are then.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So we have to mop the entire restaurant too, which is typical for any waiter.
Mm-hmm.
But with her, she was complaining like, I'm tired. This is really hard. This and that. When one of the veteran workers there was training her, like in closing duties and stuff. So when I heard that, I'm like, she's tired. She's tired. I had to do this shit too on my like second day on a job. I had to train somebody on my 3rd day on the job. Don't tell me about tired when I just had to rush and have to train somebody on how to make this, how to make that, how to do this.
Yeah. Dude,
But
mopping is my favorite thing to do at work.
Dude, it's the easiest thing for me to do. And it's a good arms workout for me too.
Dude, it's funny because like, so now that it's just 3 servers at a time, usually there's 6 or 7 on non-COVID times, but now that there's less tables, we're operating at 50% capacity tables wise, and we have 3 servers, which is, I feel like it's still a little not enough. 4 would be a perfect, but we have 3. And so one will do the back area, like where we serve drinks and beans and all that. They'll clean that whole little spot. It's small, which means it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's a lot of stuff you got to clean.
Yeah.
Another person will sweep and do one restroom, and the final person will mop and do the other restroom. And I love doing the third thing because while it's dead around 9 o'clock ish, we close around 11. So around 9:30 ish, there's no one. I just clean the restroom real quick, and it's just drying because I already mopped it. I cleaned it squeaky clean. I'm just waiting for the person to finish sweeping. And even though they technically finished first, if I mop pretty well and quickly, I'm done before they are because they still have to clean the other restroom.
Yeah.
So while they're like trying super hard to like make sure they get every speck of dust, every meat, crumb, whatever, I'm just over here like. I'm like,
listening to some extra music.
If anything, I'm helping them out because whatever they don't pick up, I'm dragging towards the wall to pick it up later. If anything, I'm helping him out.
Yeah. Dude. Freaking, you're just gonna be doing like that thing where dude's just dancing with a mop.
Oh, yeah.
I will say,
Start twirling.
Since we're talking about like our waiter duties and stuff, so how I mentioned there's a list of duties that we have to do. There's the opening duties, which is clean all the windows around the restaurant, wipe down the tables, replace the sugar, replace the soy sauce, sweep, wipe down the tables, refill the tower cart or the towel.
Tower cart.
The towel bucket with water and bleach and soap, so it's ready to wipe down the table. Get the bus cart, the dish cart from the back, bring it up, put hot water in the thing where you put the utensils, like all that stuff we do. Like half an hour before we open, and then after like hours, once we closing duties are sweeping, mopping, wiping on the table, same things. The soy sauce again,
just in reverse.
Exactly. That's all you do, except you don't have to clean the windows this time or refill the water and all that stuff. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to mop and sweep, and that's it. No.
Check that
every
one
time
TikTok song, something about a mop or whatever.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Isn't that like a TikTok song? Something about a mop?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what side of TikTok you've been on, but
I don't watch
Dude,
TikTok. I've heard of people who say they watch TikTok and that's a thing.
Dude, it's really, really weird because depending on what kind of content you look up on TikTok, you end up getting really weird things. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter if all your friends watch it. Everyone gets their own personalized version of it.
Yeah.
It's so like it was like Jesus was saying. It's so oversaturated that nobody will see the same videos. Like, you'll have a couple accounts that everybody follows just because their interests are sort of similar. Mm-hmm. But if you were to pull up mine or his, completely different. Yeah. It's really, really
his is full of Karens, mine's full of cosplay. It's very different.
I've heard a couple of those Karens. It's just whenever you're watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just, like, over here, like, Something about like a person working at a hotel or something.
Oh yeah, she's pretty good. It's because I really like the people who are able to bring out personas like
Persona.
not that kind of persona where like they can make a character and like they're really good at imitating Karens, and so without having to show the interaction, they can basically retell the whole story really really well. I like that a lot because I mean. Watching the actual interaction, I mean, it's funny to see someone freak out, but after a while, it's exhausting because I get mad at Karens, like even if I'm not even in that situation,
Same.
I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But when I've seen someone just reenact it, I'm like, this is funny. I get more comedy out of it rather than just seeing accounts that just post Karen interactions.
Because then you see the actual Karen, and nobody likes that.
Yeah, nobody likes it. I recently saw one. I think this was after the lifting of the mask mandate in Texas. There was a lady that was going inside a bank, and
she was robbing the place without a
wait,
mask.
what? No, wait, what? No, I've seen that. I've seen
Facing
that.
the wrong way.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, this lady, this was after they lifted the mask mandate, and she was doing the whole thing like, this is public property. My money is in this bank. It's public property. I have to take my... Exactly. And the security officer that is working for the bank, he's like, no, ma'am, this is private property. They're a service, and you're just using their services. This is private property. And they're like, oh, really? What are you going to do, shoot me? And he's just like, all right. And he just grabs her by the wrist, and he's like, all right, turn around, man, please. And he's just like, no. She basically does her whole spiel. And then he didn't have to get to this if she had just turned around. But he had to push her, like, to the floor and, like, handcuff her. And, yeah, like, it's just like, bruh. It didn't have to go the way it went. You just had to retaliate.
I mean, at least we don't get that bad of Karens down here. Like, Karens that are that bad.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
I've seen...
only had calls, like, from Karens. That's it.
I had a... Hold on.
Where the fart sound was it?
I can't do it. Anyways, what I have seen is that actually this happened this week. There was a guy who came in and he had his mask, like he had the chin mask. He had it on his chin, and he was talking directly to the manager, our friend, and our friend. He's taking the order, and he's just looking down, just looking at the menu, and I'm looking at this guy like, what's wrong with you? He's right here. I'm like, I get if you're gonna sit down, if you're gonna have a couple beans while you wait for your to-go order. Because that's what he did afterwards. He sat down, they gave him beans. He was like, all right, cool. I mean, you're eating. I'm not going to expect you to, like, do this the whole time. Yeah. But unless that's what you really want to do, which is kind of stupid. But this guy was like, yeah, man, just give me this, give me this, and that. He was very nice, but why? It was right here. And I was just like, you know what you're doing. I'm not going to say anything. You know what you're doing. And it's not like I could tell him anything. The whole restaurant, we were packed that day. So we were at full capacity, and... everyone didn't have masks because they're eating, so it's not, and only the workers there have masks. So it's not like I can tell them anything. I'm just like, you know what you're doing. I don't care.
Yeah, pick your battles. You don't gotta get into everything.
Yeah.
Speaking about the whole mask thing, this happened on my work day a few days ago on Tuesday, where, hang on. I need water. Anyways,
spit it out, son.
But okay, so look, this is what happened. I get a call. I'm like, yeah, say the restaurant name. How can I help you? And then they just went on a 3-minute rant about how somebody in the back, like in the kitchen area, wasn't wearing their mask. And here's the thing. He's talking about one of my managers. She always wears her mask, but it's just that when she's in the back, she has to pull it down because she's the one who yells at the chefs like what to do and stuff, because at my restaurant nobody speaks Chinese and the chefs only speak Chinese, which is kind of hard to deal with us because we need to tell them exactly what to do. So what I do is I just point at the item like, this one, I need it now.
Yeah.
So
you always have a menu in hand when you go up to the window.
No, I take it. So when we get the tab and thing, when we get the order and we put it up, it has it in English and it has it in Chinese characteristics. Yeah. So I just point at that like, I'm still missing this one and stuff. So
hey you dude, I need this.
Like legit,
this is udon.
like legit. I was looking at one of the cooks. I'm like, he's like, oh, okay, and then he went to go make it.
Yeah.
But so when she's there in the back, she
Yeah.
tells them everything. I tell her, and she relays the message. So she has to pull her mask down, and because she knows she's about to tell them something else, she's just trying to get everybody's order out of the way in the drive-thru. She kept it down on the chin for a little bit.
Yeah.
This dude that I got a call from because he called the workplace went on like a 3.5 minute, almost 4 minute rant about how she wasn't wearing her mask. And I even explained to him everything. He's like, yeah, no, I just don't feel comfortable. And can you please talk to her about it and stuff? Make sure she's always wearing her mask. And I didn't even want to take my food. And here's the thing. He didn't take his food. We spent all that time making his food, getting it out because the drive-thru was packed. It was wrapped around and it was half an hour till closing.
Yeah, I've seen y'all's lines sometimes.
It was
Like,
awful.
Yeah.
Awful. And everybody in the drive-thru, the chefs, everybody was panicking and everything, trying to rush everything out.
It's like on the
and then-
drive. And it's just
Exactly.
and in the dining room, Cody's just like,
No, I'm just there listening, like, and in my head, I'm like, you didn't even take your food after we went through all that, like, crap for you, dude. But I didn't tell him that, so he's like, yeah, I felt bad kind of not taking my food, but I didn't feel comfortable taking it. She didn't have her mask. Like, he just went on and on about it. I didn't explain to him. The only reason, like, she always wears her mask. The only reason why she pulls it down is so she can tell the cooks. And he's like, yeah, I know. Whenever she answers the phone, I could tell there's, like, a language barrier and stuff, but just make sure. I'm like, if you know what's going on here, why are you getting mad about it?
Yeah, I would have just been like, I'll let her know, but I can't make her do anything.
I
She's
told
the
him
manager.
that. I legit told him, yeah, no, don't worry. I get you. I'll let her know, but I'm not sure she'll listen to me because she's my boss and I'm just a waiter who works here. But I'll tell her for you, okay? He's like, okay, yeah, no problem. Thanks for hearing me out, man. And then I hang up. I put the phone back on the charger. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. Oh, no.
yeah.
And after I told, or like right after I told him, yeah, I don't think she's gonna listen to me. He says, just tell her, oh yeah, you lost the customers. And I'm like, you know how many people always say that, like how many Karens always say, oh yeah, you've lost a customer.
But they're back with shades and like trying to hide their faces. Like, all right, can I get some ramen?
Yeah.
I'm just like afterwards when I'm talking to one of my coworkers about it, because this is after hours, after everything was done and everything. I literally just say, oh yeah, we lost a customer. Did you see how packed our freaking line was? We don't care if we lost just one. We had like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Right there.
Everybody thinks that's why I
Everybody
don't think
thinks they're
anybody's
special.
special. Nobody's special.
Nobody
You don't
is.
matter. You don't matter. But
Special shout out to all the people who actually watch your show.
I know for a fact I don't matter.
Everybody takes up space, so they are matter.
But we don't matter.
This is just that one episode all over again. Where
Yeah.
it's like, you matter, and then phrase it. Well, technically, everybody's matter.
Everybody's matter. Everything takes.
Editor,
you
pull up
matter.
that clip right now.
Hey, like, you know, you're better than me.
Hey, you keep people alive. What am I doing?
No, but yeah, that's that's something that's understandable with the restaurant. Even if the guy didn't say that, I would have understood where both sides were coming from. My restaurant almost got sued for something they refused to change. There's a certain type of meat that they claim to have.
Dog?
No.
Cat.
No.
Oh wait, you're not.
This is Mexican.
Donkey.
No, wait, what? No. There's a certain
Gonzalez.
There's a certain food item that they claim to have available for their main dishes,
But they don't.
but they in reality don't. It says it on the menu. And what I've been doing recently is telling them, if you want that specific item, we have it, but it's more expensive. And they're like, but it says right there it has it. I know. If you look a little lower, that's the actual item. And the order without drinks, without anything, is $10. And they're like, oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, just give me the one that I've always been getting that I didn't realize was actually the other thing. And so there's two different type of meats that look very similar if you cut them the same way. And that's what people that's what they've been passing off as this more luxurious kind of meat for a long time.
Oh, is it okay if I say?
Huh?
Is it okay if I take a guess?
Yeah.
The fajita and bistec?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think I recall you mentioning this before.
Yeah, those two, if you cut them very similarly, they will look the same on certain types of food. But they're not. All they do is just grab it from the same pile and put it inside the dish.
Okay.
And so it's if it's on the phone, I really don't care because I have to get to people that are already in here.
Yeah.
That takes precedence. But if my customers are there and they ask me, it's like, oh, can you give me 2 orders of these and 2 orders of the other meat? And in my mind, I'm like, they're exactly the same. I get real with them. I'm like, I'm gonna be completely honest. If you want that kind of meat, I don't tell them it's not that we don't have it. I tell them it's over here. The actual one's over here. You would just have to pay this much more. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. Would you like to pay a little more for it?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yes or no. But
Dude, you're playing 4D chess while they're playing regular chess.
it just sucks.
They're playing tic-tac-toe.
It just
Almost
sucks.
like my 3,000 IQ.
Well, it's because I'm risking them not getting mad so I don't get a tip. But so that's what I'm playing with.
So you're only doing this for tips then?
Yeah, I mean,
sir.
basically, yeah.
Okay.
That's my job.
Waiters
Also, the thing is, I feel really bad having to lie to people that when I bring out their plate, I risk them figuring it out and getting mad at me because they're the first person. I'm the person they see the whole time. They don't see the manager or the cooks. They look at me the whole time.
Yeah.
So if anything, they just direct their anger towards me, and they reflect their anger on the tip. So if anything, I'm the one that's suffering. The restaurant doesn't suffer. Cooks get paid the same. Managers get paid the same. They can lie all they want, and I won't. They won't get affected, but I do.
Yeah.
So it's more like along the lines like, hey, if you want it, I can do it, but it's not the way that you think it is. It's a little more expensive. Is that cool? If it's not, cool. This is the default.
Yeah.
And so it's been really weird having to handle that situation because I don't like lying to them about that. But then I also risk them getting mad because if I do lie and I bring something like that to their table and they figure it out, I get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always like lying on behalf of like the company and stuff like that. It's always like weird. It's like I remember back at when I worked at the call center thingy doing like phone calls and stuff like that. I took calls from places that I've never been to, and I had to kind of. They said it's just for the convenience of having the calls just go through smoother if they just think you're in that same place.
Yeah,
and so there'll be instances where it's just like, where I kind of got to twist the truth because I'm not really saying that because they'll ask like, where you from or where you're calling from, whatever. Instead of saying where I'm at, I'll just say that the where the headquarters is at, and so or like where the offices are, and those would be the actual like if they were to go into the actual building, that is where the offices are. But that's not where my office is at.
It's like this is what my chain is located, but I'm not there.
So that'd kind of be like the whole work around that. Sometimes they'll like, maybe they'll like press a little more about whatever. Trying to get like something specific, but I'll just kind of like skirt around it, or I would skirt around it a bit. Yeah. And then there'd be other times where people like just because of the way I would pronounce the cities and stuff like that, that they would just know like, oh, you're not from like or whatever this thing or that, and I was like, I'm not really from here. I'll just say like I recently moved, or sometimes it'll just be like, oh no, it's just whatever, and they'll be like, okay, I can just kind of tell from the way you say this and that, and it's like, all right, cool.
Okay, I mean, I don't know why they gotta be like that, or why some people really gotta press on that. I mean, I can tell, like in call centers, like me and my mom, we had to do an important call for my brother, and since he's disabled, he can't really take care of certain documents himself or calls like that. So we're there to do that certain paperwork for him. And I think my mom just clicked on the wrong number because the initial call center that we called was located out in Houston, and so they were like, "Oh, we can't help you out, although we can do this for you. You want to call the one that's closest to you, and they'll handle your case a lot better." But I had a feeling it wasn't the right office because the guy had a very specific Southern accent. Yeah, like it was a very thick Southern accent. Jeez. And so I started to get the hint like halfway through the call. Is like, either this guy just moved here or we're calling at the wrong one. Yeah. And he was like, wait, your address is nowhere near this office. You'd be better suited with this number, which is the office that we intended to call in the first place. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, thank you. I hung up and Mom was like, why'd you hang up? It's like, you called the wrong place. And he was like, oh. Yeah. And so But I could tell. I mean,
Mhm.
even if you could tell, if I'm getting like a customer service call from India, from someone in like India, I'm not gonna tell them it's like, hey, you in India, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what's the whole point of that? I mean, unless
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
mess with a scam call, so you can obviously tell what the scam calls are. But when there's customer service,
Yeah.
you can tell what customer service is just
Yeah,
by the
it's-
dialogue. So
Yeah.
what? What?
You reminded me.
What?
We got a scam call at a restaurant. I don't know. I don't think I've told this one on the podcast.
Go ahead.
We got a scam call at the restaurant once. So I'm like, "Hello, restaurant name. How can I help you?" And then it's just this dude like quietly talking on the phone. I'm like, "I'm sorry, can you be louder?" He's like, "Hi, my name is Jeff." He's like, it's hard to hear him.
Okay.
I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't hear that. What are you trying to say? I'm sorry." And then this chick comes on. She gets the phone. She's like, "Hello, my name is Jeff, and I'm calling." And it's like a scam call. I'm like, "Oh my god, I got
Wow.
a scam." Like you can tell they're reading from
Yeah.
a script.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I can save you a lot of money if I can just speak to the homeowner." I'm like, "Man, this is a restaurant. We don't have any homeowner here." It's like, "Oh, okay, sorry for calling. You have a nice day." And then they hung up. I'm like,
Yeah.
They tried to do that to us, to the DM that we had during that D&D session. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah, we were having a D&D sesh, and the DM we were in the middle of a break. I think someone was getting snacks or something like that.
Yeah.
And you remember, the DM gets a call. He answers it, and he puts it on speaker because immediately tells it's a spam call,
Oh,
like a
it's
scam
that
call.
one.
And he just starts just going along with the script. He's like, "Okay, sir, I can save you some money. Could I speak to the house owner real quick?" And I just pass him to me, and then I'm just like, "Pass him to me, pass him to me." And I go like, "¿Qué es lo que quieren? No necesito nada. ¿Por qué me están hablando?" I just start speaking Spanish, and I freaked out the spam caller, and he just hangs up as soon as that. And that's what I do. That's what I've been doing ever since. I just talk to them in Spanish, and they don't know what to do, so they just
Yeah.
hang up.
It's so good.
I do it every time, and they don't even get a word in. I just answer like "Hola," and they're like, "Boop."
Yeah.
You know what I want to do every time? You know what I want to try?
What?
It's like if I get a scam call and they're like, "Yes, I can save a lot of money here," I would be like, "Oh, you were going to call me. I was going to call you and ask you if you wanted to save a lot of money." I would be wanting to do that.
You do a counter offer.
Because are you yourself a homeowner? I can save you a lot of money on your electricity bill.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do that for so long, but I'm like,
You need to hang out with me more. Like this morning, I got 3 spam calls in the span of like 3 hours.
Wow.
I was annoyed
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's funny when like you get one like like in the middle of the morning, you just one pops up and it's like, all right, let's play along. But if it's like in the same hour, it's like 2 or 3, and I'm just like, oh, it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just trying to like get rid of them.
Yeah, I've got like a really long block list of just phone calls that I've like just like as soon as I hear it and I already know, I'll just be like, or whatever, hang up, go to block instantly. There's been instances where I'll notice in the call log, like one time I got a call, it was a spam, hung up, blocked it, and then I checked the call log, I think like sometime later, and you just see that the calls, you just see the attempts to go through, but that it just got immediately blocked.
Yeah.
And I think I got one that was just like, I think it was just like 2 more calls after that that were just blocked.
They're guessing they didn't understand the block, so they were like, oh,
Yeah,
let's try it
it's-
2 more times.
you
Yeah.
know, you know what we should try? It's like, I don't know, man, speak to the homeowner, and we just go, "Hi, is this Jimmy's mom?"
Can you make me some cookies, Jimmy's mom?
Do you want to taste of my croissant?
Because you're parked illegally.
Just like don't add the audio, just put the clip as you're saying that so people understand the reference. That'd be great.
I've been wanting to do this thing where I want to figure it out. Where there's a guy on TikTok that he's a voice actor, but he did this recording where it's like if you put this as your voicemail, spam callers will immediately hang up.
Oh, yeah,
where
that
it's like he puts like a random dial-up noise like doo doo. You have called the number that's on the do not call list. You will receive a fee of $500. Thank you and have a nice day. So to scare scammers, like they're not making money; they're losing money.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to this person's voice box. This person is on a do not call list. And then just go on from there.
Yeah, just go off as like, you will receive a fee of $500 for calling. Thank you and have a nice day. Boop.
You have to have like a more robotic tone whenever you're trying to like fake that voice box thing.
Are you judging me?
That's the wrong tone.
Are you judging me?
Omar,
We
sound like
all-
a demonic robot. Go.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have the demonic. I don't have the robot. I don't know what a robot sounds like. Robots can be anything these days.
You do not understand.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
And I don't even know if you can. I just kind of just
I don't
put
e- I
that
don't
out.
even- I don't
With a grunge voice, it's kind of hard to get the robotic tone.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Let's just go watch. What is it called? What's the one with the HAL 9000 or whatever? The 2001: A Space Odyssey. There you go. Let's go watch that movie. Let's
Odyssey.
the one with the red dot that is like
Oh, you
I
got-
cannot let you out. Something like
All
that.
you gotta do is watch that one and just study Portal and GLaDOS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Portal 2.
Well, that's more like
Why are you
kind of like a
humans so
sinister
stupid?
robot.
That's
I would
true.
say.
Why are you humans so stupid?
Yeah.
You have the IQ of a donut.
Dang, I love
That's
donuts.
an insult to donuts.
But I love donuts.
One of my favorite moments in Portal is when like if you're playing with another player, specifically if you're playing co-op, she'll get into like if you weren't having like individual like head audio and all that, she'll play different voices on different headsets.
Yeah.
So like for the orange player is like, Orange, you're so much more better than Blue. Blue, you really need to get better at this. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
But for both person, it'll cater to which player is which character. So on
Mhm.
the other headphone, it'll say, Blue, you are doing great. So it'll flip it to make it try
Yeah.
to, she wants you to
That is
turn on
actually
each
a really
other.
cool concept
It
of
is
the
really
game.
cool because like at a certain point, she's like bad mouthing the other to make the other one seem better.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same audio for both, she's not catering it to one or the other.
Is this the exact same one with the names flipped?
Yeah, with the names
That's
flip.
it.
But other times she's clearly pandering to one and making the other one hear it. So it's just creating discord amongst both robots, and it's so hilarious.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Because she knows if you two start fighting, you're never going to solve this puzzle.
Which is what she
Mind-
wants.
mind
Actually,
games.
not really, because she would get satisfaction out of you solving it. That's the whole point. She gets like a euphoric feeling when you start solving the puzzles.
Oh.
That was the whole point. Like in the second game, the Whitley, the one that replaces her for like this later half of the game, he gets a euphoria feeling whenever you solve a puzzle. So he's willing to break the whole facility just for you to solve a simple puzzle.
Yeah.
That way he can feel good.
Advice, ladies and gentlemen. Always pick up people by solving puzzles.
What?
That's how you pick up people.
What?
No matter what you're into, just solve puzzles and they're putty in your hands. You heard it right here from Omar.
No, that's not. You're twisting my words.
You just said puzzles give you a euphoric feeling, man.
Just because I solved like 100-piece puzzle doesn't mean I'm feeling amazing. If anything, I feel like wasting my time.
Not 100-piece puzzle, but 1,000-piece puzzle.
I feel even worse.
Yeah. But then you lost that one piece along the way.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my god!
is. It's like
I hated that, dude.
or the ones where it's like it's those super simple puzzles where like 20
Yeah.
pieces and they're super big.
But
But they're
there's
so
one huge puzzle.
it's like they're so big that they're easily terrible, even more than the smaller ones.
Yeah.
I've had puzzles where it's like, let's say a Mickey Mouse puzzle, and one piece turns out of the puzzle piece.
Mhm.
So it's like it's complete, but one small little piece of it fell off that connects to another one.
Yeah.
So I'm missing Mickey's face, but everything else is there.
Mickey
Yeah.
is the true no-face
I,
guy.
I remember one time. This was at
Nobody will get
the
that.
church building,
Uh-huh.
and so we were there, and the freaking I can't remember when this was. This was like I don't know. The point of the story is that there was people in front of us.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, some peeps, and I guess they had it was like with a kid, and they had like a little puzzle thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was a bag full of like toys and stuff. But
Yeah.
one of them happened to have like a puzzle thing, and then they had kind of like dropped. I think they had dropped a puzzle piece, but they didn't really realize it.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck are you doing, dude?
I don't know what he's doing. I didn't even realize it until you looked at him. I was like, what is he doing?
I was
I was like,
noticing
how
a
long is it
movement
gonna
that was
take for them
on.
to notice?
I was seeing he was doing it. I thought he was gonna stop after a while. He just kept going.
Commitment to the bit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You were saying?
Just like
Yeah.
you
Anyways,
with
he
your
just dropped
faces.
one piece,
Mhm.
and then I went down. I picked it up, and then I just turned over, and then like the people next to me, they saw that, and I just told them like, they're never gonna finish this puzzle, and I pretended to like put it away in my pocket or something. I mean, I later just like slid it back, but like I was just thinking like you could just ruin ruin the whole puzzle. Just take it away. They'll never know.
Freddy's the
gosh.
true villain.
My gosh.
Nah, dude.
You're never gonna finish this puzzle.
That's my phone. It's already a completed puzzle.
Dang it.
I mean, unless you have one of those devices that connects to the other and like it allows for multiple pairing or whatever.
What if he just takes out your SD card?
Dang. Wait,
You're never gonna get your contact list back.
wait, that's the SIM card.
Oh, SIM.
Yeah, that's what he means.
SIM,
You can take out
SD,
the-
anything, a card. Stick
Well,
a card at it.
I think this one does not have expandable storage.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
No,
when I-
the newer ones don't
it
have expandable storage. They don't.
It depends, because I know which one do you have? You
This
have
is-
the Note 20.
This is the Note 20. This is I think the Note
Just
20
regular?
Ultra might have expandable
Ultra
storage.
does.
Ultra does.
Yeah,
this one
because
does
I know
not.
the regular one doesn't.
This one does
Yeah.
not. But I'm okay with it. It like has a lot of storage on its own already.
I know, dude. Freaking like I've
It
got
was-
like I filled my thing up to like almost 60 gigs already.
Let me see. Let me
And
see
it's
how much
all
time
his
of
special
storage,
collection.
It is my
No.
special collection.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Oh.
It's his browser history.
No.
Oh,
Dude, if
no.
a browser history took up gigabytes, that's a history you gotta delete.
Oh my God.
What?
100 gigs of browser.
Most PCs don't even have 100 gigs.
Damn.
Well, then they do it.
Expandable
If you
storage.
put in a terabyte, I mean,
Yeah, man. No, just pull an Amazing World of Gumball, break every computer in this house.
Mom, what are you looking at? I'm looking at Darwin's Switch history. She turns around, they're gone. They're breaking their stuff outside.
It's like Gumball with his phone, the dad with his computer, and then the little
It's,
sister with her tablet.
Yeah, with her tablet.
So good.
I don't know where the storage is at on this phone, but I think it was like 200 some.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, if you just go into settings and there's like a device maintenance on there.
200
Oh, okay.
something terabytes.
Yeah, every time I look for storage, I always gotta remember it's device maintenance.
Yeah. It's because like with
Action.
wow, that was just in time. Also, it's been like
Wait.
Also, it's been like almost 3 years since I've been on Android.
Yeah.
Like I think I switched to an iPhone back in 2018, 2019, around there.
They were cool.
It's been like 2 years.
trendy.
Not really. The only reason I switched was because my mom told me that this phone provider had a deal where it's like if you switch to them, they would give you an iPhone. It was the iPhone 6 at a discounted price. And I'm like, $100 for an iPhone? Okay, I'll try it. I've never had an iPhone before, so I wanted to test the waters on the other side of the phone world since I've always had Android, and so I can live without it.
You are the phone avatar.
Yeah.
Apple's like an ecosystem. If you're not all in, you just get some
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's not saying that Samsung's going to interface with my PC or something like that. I mean, it can, but I have no real use for it.
Yeah.
And also, the only reason I switched back was because I had an iPhone 6s, and then someone gifted me a 7,
Mm-hmm.
and that 7 was not that good. Like, I was having a lot of issues,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever I would call someone, I couldn't hear them. Like, it was very, very low. I had to put them on
Nice.
speaker to be able to hear them. And I was like, I had just finished transferring all my stuff to the 7, so I lasted a few weeks with it, just
Mhm.
dealing with it. And then I was like, if I go back to the 6, I mean, it already has battery issues. I paid money so the battery on the 7 can be replaced. So it has a good battery. It's just
Yeah.
the audio quality sucks when you're on a phone call.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I could go back to the 6, but that means I would have to pay $50 to get the battery replaced, only for the battery to die, to go bad again, like in a year.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I think it's time to go back to an Android. And when I started doing some research, I'm like, but I don't just want a random Android that lasts like a year. One that nobody's ever heard of,
Mm-hmm.
that looks nice when you hold it, when you first have it, but after a while it starts glitching out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy has a Note. It looks really nice. It's big and it has a pen. And so I went with the latest one. And even though it was a pretty penny, I think it's gonna last me a good while. So
This one's lasted me for a long time. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah,
Like,
dog.
I think that's
Freaking.
going on 3 years now.
Dude, yeah. Android. I feel like Android just has a more long-lasting kind of thing.
It's lasted long enough for Walmart to not carry cases for this phone anymore.
Yeah, I know, dude. I had the last phone I had.
Mhm.
Freaking. It was a Galaxy X6,
Ah.
and like couldn't find cases for like a year for 2.
You have to go online for that. don't
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't want to go online for that, so I just waited until I got a new phone.
you? I already ordered a new case for this one. It should be coming in on Monday. Dude, it's so scary to hold a phone without a case.
Dude.
I don't know how you didn't have a heart attack when Carlos dropped yours onto the stovetop.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's as strong as I am. All right. If I crumble every time it falls, he'll crumble for me. So I gotta show him stand up, Bambi.
And do it again.
Yeah.
You must live through hardship
Yeah.
for the girl. What?
Dude, I really want to jump to like a later, newer model Note,
Mm-hmm.
but I just can't afford to right now.
Well, you don't have to get the one that I got. You can get the one
Cause-
step below. I mean, because there's the Note 10. They just jumped from 10 to 20.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know why.
It's because 2020.
I literally have a jump program where it like takes some off, so you
Mhm.
can like literally trade in this phone once it's fully paid off, and then you can get the newer one.
I
at,
like
a
those.
really, really
I like
cheap
those deals.
price.
I like
Yeah.
those deals.
But they don't offer a jump plan anymore, so I'm glad I got it when I did get it, because
Mhm.
if I didn't, well, I wouldn't have it anymore.
So you're still available for that
I'm
plan.
still available for it because I got it back when it was still going on.
So what is the step up from your 8?
For my 8, it would be the 9 and then the 10, and then
9,
the
10,
20.
20.
Okay. But which one would you realistically go to?
Depends on the price, but if I could afford it, the 20.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can't, I'll go 10.
Yeah.
Both those are pretty
Because I
good.
think the 9 is basically almost the same thing as the 8.
Yeah, I think in regards to phones, I don't think it really makes too much sense to go from like, I guess in this case, from like an 8 to a 9 and then 9 to
Mhm.
a 10. Like if you're gonna upgrade, you might as well like
at
upgrade
least
several
2
levels.
gens.
You know?
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 levels.
Yeah, because I'm sure the UI is completely the same for across those 3 generations. They just probably have like aesthetic fixes. The camera, I'm pretty sure, is a heavy improvement.
Oh, yeah,
From-
definitely. Mine looks like crap compared to yours.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm sure the cameras have heavy improvement, but in terms of like the look, the basic look, I'm sure it's completely the same.
Oh, dude, our phones can be like the new HD cameras, dude.
Oh yeah, they could be. Screw my camera.
Look at
Start-
that.
start throwing everything to the floor.
Yeah.
Just like recording us destroying the set.
It's gonna be like that scene. I only know when they made fun of it in Family Guy, where
Mhm.
they were like bringing something out and they were just like busting up like a toy on the floor.
Yeah.
They're like beating it with a bat, hitting
Oh,
you with
it
the
was
back
record
end.
player. It was a record, right?
I think
Of
so.
The Bird
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
Word.
yeah, yeah.
It was the Bird is the Word record.
Yeah, the bird is the word, and then they're walking away, and Stewie turns back to go for another round.
And
Brian has to
holds
stop
him
him.
back.
He's like,
It's like, no, man, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Oh, I didn't turn off the timer. Oh well. But yeah, I think this one's gonna last me a good while. I always take care of my phone, so I really hope that case is gonna do its job. And well, hopefully, I've already had a very good experience in the day that I've had it, so I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of fun with this phone.
dude, I've never busted up a phone. Friggin', the only thing that happens is that the battery just starts sucking after a while.
Yeah.
The only
But like, I've
time-
never busted up a phone.
The only time I've ever like cracked a phone was at a powerlifting meet. I think my junior year, when my phone fell out of my pocket, fell out of the pocket of my warm-ups and onto the street, and
Ooh.
That'll do it.
that had a crack right here, and then it just spread like this much.
Those are the
Ouch.
worst.
It was rough,
Those are the
and it got
worst.
bad enough to the point where one piece of like the screen here fell
Huh?
out.
Yeah, dude. One time it got to a point where like I already knew I was gonna get like another phone and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I had this other phone. It was like a small phone, like about like this big.
Yeah.
That was like
I can't remember what kind it was. I was kicking it around. I was in like the freaking band hall, just like people. Like I remember somebody, they were having like a conversation about phones or whatever, and I was
Mhm.
just like, and they were like, oh yeah, my phone cracked or whatever, this and that. And I was just like, dude, your phones suck. They're not tough like my phone. I would just like throw it in the air, just kick it, and it just like fall across the floor, and I pick it up, perfect. Like it's just, I don't know. I've been really careless with phones when I know I'm gonna get another one, but even then, like nothing would really happen because I know it's just I know it'll take it. All right?
Yeah.
It's only as strong as your will,
Mhm.
so you're weak.
Oh.
My
Now-
sister breaks her phone every year.
Oh, what the mess?
yeah, dude. I had the last one I had,
Uh-huh.
the Galaxy S6.
Yeah.
I got it the same time as my sister got her iPhone at the time.
Yeah.
And since between the time it had been like 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
she had already gotten like a new phone like basically every year, and I had still stuck with that same phone for like 4 years or 5 years. And so, yeah.
That phone that I cracked was the S4, I believe. It was back when S4 was still around.
Oh, the Samsung. Okay,
the Samsung Galaxy S4. But you want to know what the most unbreakable phone is? A Nokia. Nokia knows how to make their stuff last.
Now,
Are they even still around?
I think they are.
Yeah, they're still around. I don't know what they make now, but I know they're still around.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
I think they dealt it to other products.
probably. And on that note, I think it's a good time to stop it. It's been a good episode. It's already been an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't even realize.
Wow.
Dang. Just keep going. Huh?
Let's just keep going. Anyways, guys.
I like how we went from talking to jobs to anime to like something depressing, then back to jobs.
Dude, I have 3 more topics I didn't even get to touch. So I'm
We'll save those for the next episode.
You know, Omar, one and done. Am I right, ladies?
Wait, what? No. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We didn't do the names thing again. It's pointless at this
It's
point.
been an awesome show.
My
today
name's
with
here.
your host.
Their names are going to be like under their neck.
Wait, what?
It's been a
Show off your
great.
neck.
It's been an awesome show today with your host. That was your cue to say
Omar.
your name, you idiot.
I didn't realize what you were doing.
He spazzed out. He had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
Again.
Anyways, this has been Omar.
Codes.
Fredster.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got a new name legally now.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much for
God.
watching. Check out all the other CodeO-cast episodes that we have out. Go check out our Dig channel. We're going to be posting some great content. You're going to be loving some of the great things that we're going to do. More Bad Cooks. What was the name again?
Bad cooks, good food.
Yeah.
Bad Cooks,
Or
good food.
sometimes Carlos likes to say, bad food, good kicks.
What?
He
Ah.
fumbles his words. So.
Especially when he's sleepy. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll check you again.
One more time. Run the top. We'll put the videos here and here, and then channels here. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
On the next episode of the CodeO-cast. Bye. Get out! You're quit. I quit. He quits. Freddy.
I'm taking the mic with me.
Oh.
It's not mine, but I'm taking it.
What does the show become?
I don't know.